This is ABC7 News at 11, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, I'm Haley Wilgus. Thank you for joining us. Topping our news this evening, a Northport woman says she is lucky to be alive after being held captive in her own home. The suspect is a neighbor who was living right across the street from her. ABC7's Rick Adams talks with the victim about what she went through.
It was a very frightening ordeal for the woman who lives in this home. Mary Corbett tells us she was bound and held captive for several hours in her very own home. This normally quiet home in this usually quiet neighborhood was anything but peaceful on Wednesday. Mary Corbett's feet, hands, and chest were bound by duct tape to a chair for around 7 hours at her home in the 5700 block of Espanola Ave in Northport.
Then he took a washcloth, put it in my mouth, and taped my mouth and put me in a closet for a while, and then he put me in another closet, then he put me in the bedroom.
Police say 50-year-old Anthony Brigitzer is the man who held Corbett captive. He's someone who would do some handiwork in and around his neighbor's home. Corbett says she was frightened for her life, especially after Brigitzer had located a gun in the home.
It's pretty bad. He's walking around with that gun. I thought I was going to get shot in the head any minute.
Brigitzer eventually let Corbett go and fled the home. That's when the 70-year-old reached out to a neighbor, and that neighbor contacted police. Brigitzer was eventually located in Lee County and arrested. Northport police say it appears all this happened because he was willing to do anything to get his hands on money for drugs.
He ransacked the home looking for whatever he could get his hands on, saying he needed money to support his methamphetamine habit.
Brenda McCord and her family live just a few houses down from the victim. She is shocked and saddened that this happened in her neighborhood.
It scared the crap out of me. I am glad that she is okay.
Brigitzer is charged with grand theft of a firearm, battery, and kidnapping. As for Corbett, she tells us that she remains pretty shaken.
It's just like I'm numb, and it's really not good. It'll take me a little while to get over this.
Brigitzer went in front of a judge on Thursday where no bail has been set. He remains behind bars at the Sarasota County Jail. Reporting from Northport, I'm Rick Adams, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Rick. People who have received cash assistance from the Florida government and fail to comply with the work requirements by the state could be left without money for even longer. Today, a House panel advanced a bill that would toughen sanctions for individuals who do not work toward furthering their education or careers while in the program. Those against the proposal say it would leave more families hungry and make it harder for people to get back on their feet. But those in favor of the bill say that this would be aimed at stopping fraud and the downward spiral of handouts. The average welfare recipient receives $250 a month. SpaceX has launched its first recycled rocket. The Falcon 9 rocket blasted off from Kennedy Space Center this evening. This biggest leap yet in the company's push to lower costs and speed up flights. It's the first time SpaceX's founder has tried to salvage a booster. SpaceX refurbished and tested the booster, which still has its original engines. The booster will aim for another sea landing once it hoists a broadcasting satellite. So, pretty exciting developments there. Now let's head over to Bob. A nice night for a rocket launch.
That's
Definitely.
right. It was a little early, so we couldn't see it here along the West Coast, but if it had been a few hours later, we would have seen it, at least the lit up of the fire there. As far as that is concerned, we are looking at a lot of clouds, though, moving in, and some rain, too. Now, notice these storms are really starting to explode out here in the Gulf of Mexico, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Forecast models typically don't do very well with storms out in the Gulf of Mexico. There's not a lot of data out here in terms of gathering information for us, but we can see from the radar imagery, which extends only about 200 miles offshore from the radar, a pretty big line of storms there. Heavy rainfall over the panhandle of Florida is starting to diminish, though. We have some lightning strikes out there in the Gulf of Mexico. Water temperatures very warm right now, mid-70s, so that may aid the showers a little bit. The rain chance is not all that high. It's a long way off, so we don't anticipate any rainfall overnight. We will see, though, some scattered showers tomorrow morning and in the afternoon. 72 right now. Skies are clear. It's nice out there. East winds at 10. We'll have more in the forecast in just a few minutes. Haley?
Thank you, Bob. A Manatee County teacher is temporarily suspended after an alleged child abuse incident inside a classroom. It happened at Bayshore Elementary School. According to an incident report filed by the Manatee County Sheriff's Office, a teacher allegedly took a 7-year-old boy by the backpack or the hood of his jacket, pulled him out from under a table, and then drug him approximately 7 feet across the classroom. The report notes a small red mark found on the child's neck. The district The county and the state have all opened investigations, but at this time there have been no charges filed.
Should there not be an arrest in this matter, should there not be furtherance of any prosecution against the teacher, it does not mean the district's investigation is closed as unfounded.
The teacher is not being identified yet as the investigations are still open. A new report out shining a light on traffic crashes in Venice. The report listing 510 crashes in the city, noting the most common cause is careless driving. US 41 and East Venice Avenue had the highest number of crashes at 8, and the majority of those happened between the hours of 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. The most common day of the week for a crash is Tuesday.
Just want to see how we need to deploy our resources, and it's all in an effort to keeping our community safe.
The police chief says that they use numbers from the study to boost patrols in those accident-prone areas, and they work with the city to make changes to intersections if necessary. A 4th grade class at Southside Elementary School is celebrating a major accomplishment. The class has written and published its own book titled The Best Part of Us. The students wrote and created art about what they viewed as the best part of themselves.
Touches my heart and my soul, you know, when I see their excitement that they get when they're tearing into it. But you know, when the kid struggles and they suddenly see that I'm a published author, I do great work, it's going to give them that incentive to keep really wanting to read and write even more.
It makes me happy because people can see what I have done, so I don't have to go around to each person and say, oh, look what I have done. They already see it in a book.
Congratulations. The teacher says the creation of this book was a way for students to learn about their differences and about accepting others. Great job. Straight ahead, Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with the official Suncoast forecast. Plus, an overpass in Atlanta collapses as crews battle this massive fire. And new developments in the investigation of Russian-U.S. interference.
When you've been in banking for a long time, it's easy to forget what it was like in the beginning. It took a lot of work and dedication for 7 teachers to start our credit union and create a foundation that we continue to build on today. At Achieva, we never lose sight of the values that have defined us for over 75 years. We know you need mobile banking and lightning-fast solutions, but sometimes you might just need a helping hand. Any bank can make a transaction, but it takes a little more to make a difference. And that's good to know. Achieva, banking for good.
If you want 24/7 access to ABC7's breaking news stories, weather forecasts, traffic alerts, health reports, Suncoast View, and more ABC7 programming, now there's good news. Introducing the free ABC7 channel on Amazon Fire TV. Your 24/7 access to ABC7. Just search ABC7 on the streaming device and download the free ABC7 channel app. Or if you don't have an Amazon Fire TV, you can get one at Amazon.com.
Dust off those running shoes and join us April 1st, 2017 for Mote Marine Laboratories' 31st annual Run for the Turtles. This is no April Fool's joke. For more than 30 years, Mote's Sea Turtle Conservation and Research Program has coordinated sea turtle efforts for 35 miles of Sarasota County shoreline. Help Mote make history this year during our 31st annual run at Siesta Key Beach. Register yourself and your hatchlings now to have fun, support a great cause, and learn how to share the beach with our turtle neighbors.
I entered into real estate to help people. I would like to invoke a trust in people that I will do everything in my power to help them navigate the process of either buying or selling a home. Well, I know how stressful buying a home can be. I've bought and sold properties in the past before I was an agent. I want you to be able to trust me to stay in contact with you, be available to you whenever you have questions. My name is Kimberly, and I want to be your real estate agent.
Join us this Saturday night at 7 o'clock and 11:30 for the House to Home Show, featuring some of the finest homes for sale right here on the Sun Coast. Whatever your taste, you're certain to find properties that satisfy your particular buying preferences. Presented by SWC Properties right here on ABC7.
the official Suncoast Storm team at ABC7. We're here for you.
Bob, that breeze was really nice.
Yes,
Felt great.
It's a little bit stronger today in advance
is.
of a front, and this front is going to bring some changes. We've had a string of sunny days, and now some cloudiness and a few showers are in the forecast, and maybe even an isolated thunderstorm on Friday, but it will go away quickly. Van Wezel webcam, as it has been all week long, showing a gorgeous sunset over Sarasota Bay. The winds and seas a little higher for boaters, and that was a result of that front. And you can see some of the clouds already starting to increase off in the horizon there just around sunset. Well, the weather headlines read like this. A front moves in on Friday. It's not a really big cold front, so we're not going to cool down. And then it clears out pretty quickly for the weekend as high pressure will build in behind it. And then more rain. Good news for next week. We got a couple of shots at some rainfall early into the work week and then later into the work week as well. Some fast moving system. Now you can see that line of cloudiness and showers out there in the Gulf of Mexico progressing toward the east. Right now that heavy rain has been moving into the panhandle of Florida, but notice what happens over the last few hours. It was rather significant around 4 or 5 o'clock, and then moderate showers and storms moving through Panama City as it approaches Tallahassee, though those showers starting to wind down now, and that's going to be the trend. So our rain chances aren't all that great. We're going to see the possibility of a few showers around. It's not going to be a washout by any stretch. 72 right now, the dew point very high, winds out of the south at 10. The pressure at 29.96 inches. That's actually been rising a little bit over the last few hours. The high today was a few degrees above the average at 82. This morning's low, 62. That too, 3 degrees above the normal, which is 59 degrees. Boy, we could use the rainfall. We've been talking about the high fire risk. We're not going to get much with this system, and hopefully we don't get any isolated storms around, thunderstorms, because that sometimes can spark fires. We are expecting scattered showers throughout the day. High temperatures will still, though, be close to seasonal averages. I mentioned this is not a very strong cold front. We're going to see temperatures drop just a few degrees, and that'll do mainly because of the cloud cover on the increase. This is the forecast, 8 a.m. You can see showers off in the Gulf as that line moves closer to us. Some clouds moving in from the Gulf of Mexico. Those clouds kind of stick around throughout the afternoon now and again. We'll see some peaks of the sunshine, and a few showers are possible to work their way on in. But notice by late Friday, things clear out of here, and then Saturday, some fog forming, but that should burn off, and we should see another nice day on Saturday and Sunday. So the weekend looking pretty good as a large area of high pressure builds in behind the actual front, which will fade away down to our south. Rainfall forecast isn't all that great either. We're talking less than a half inch in some spotty areas. Most areas will stay dry. We'll see maybe a quarter inch to 1/10 of an inch in spotty areas across our immediate viewing area, and then a little bit more so over the panhandle. The national picture, large low pressure area spinning now across Illinois and Indiana, bringing some snowfall into Michigan earlier and some rain snow mix there. For boaters, it shapes up to be a little bit on the breezy side, a moderate chop on the bays and inland waters. Seas running 2 to 3 feet, and it looks like similar conditions on Saturday morning. Water temperature pretty warm, 75 degrees. Tides upcoming. High tide at 4:03 and a low at 9:32. The forecast tonight, partly cloudy, breezy and warm. Lows well above average, mid to upper 60s. Tomorrow, expect invariable clouds, really. Scattered showers are possible, 78 for a high. The extended forecast calling for nice conditions on Saturday and Sunday, and then a chance for some rainfall Tuesday and Thursday of next week, with temperatures staying warm. Well, with the red tide winding down, water temperatures starting to warm up, and a lot of bait fish around, it's making for some good fishing.
We had some heavier rods and reels to go out and catch some kings. Johnny had caught a 20-pounder the day before. The waters were calm, maybe too calm, because the kings hit when there's a little bit of chop, which offers cover to the lines and rigs in the water. Doing a slow drift with some thread fins on a stinger rig.
Doing it right?
It wasn't the king we were looking for. Jed, the recently turned 10-year-old, was cashing in on his birthday gift.
Oh, no,
oh my goodness!
Black tip. Look at that.
Black tip shark. Whoa.
You gotta take a video of that.
Yeah.
I got it. And the captain got it too as he brings it in for a photo op.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Nice job, Jetty.
Look at the mouth.
That's pretty.
And Jed wasn't finished yet. These sharks are in a feeding frenzy.
Oh, it's another shark. is it?
Yep, he's moving too.
Now look at this, another one. Oh, there's 3 of them, 4 of them back there.
Thankfully, this one was a quick release in the water. Jed let his grandpa and dad catch a couple of fish, like this mangrove snapper and a sheep's head. But it was the birthday boy who was reeling the big ones in this day.
Fish on. Hold on. What's up?
As Jed straps on the belt and begins to get his 3rd catch of the day.
Yep, it's a black nose. See the tip of it? Yeah. Tip of his nose got a black smudge on it. What did you think about it today?
It was awesome.
Awesome. Did you catch some sharks?
Yeah.
How many?
3.
3 sharks.
Yeah.
What was that?
I'm a hat trick.
That's the way to do it. Hey, remember, take a kid fishing because someday they may take you.
Well, a lot of people catching fish, and photos coming in. Jennifer Carlson, 49-inch king mackerel out there. And this is a great catch by Kelly Hunt, Captain Scott Moore's grandson. And this snook, a real nice snook as well, caught again by a gentleman from Colorado. And then another one with Alan Roth catching that snook. And this snook from Steve Herrick, Beach Fishing Adventures there. That couple, as you see, catching a nice snook. And then this red grouper caught offshore from a guy from Northport, or Braden, I should say. This is a nice, also trout. Look at all these fish. This was a sawfish on a kayak from a gentleman from Northport. He caught that on a kayak. And Trey, Johnny's grandson, and JT the fly guy catching 2 keeper snook. So what?
Those are huge.
The photos kept coming in. I couldn't get to all of them, but that was enough for
good fishing.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Thank you, Bob. A portion of Interstate 85 in Atlanta has collapsed after a massive fire broke out under the busy highway right during rush hour traffic. It happened around 6 o'clock this evening. Atlanta fire officials say they believe the fire was fueled by giant spools of plastic utility conduits, which were being stored under the overpass. Prior to the collapse, structural engineers said they were worried about the fire melting the metal under the bridge. Traffic, look at this, stuck on the interstate, being turned around and routed onto 75 and some surface streets as well. The fire has since been extinguished. No one was injured during the incident, but yet to know exactly how Atlanta traffic will be affected in the coming weeks and months from this. Wow. Major developments into the ongoing Russia investigation. Former Trump National Security Advisor Michael Flynn is said to be in talks to testify before Congress, reportedly seeking assurances against unfair prosecution. ABC's Lana Zach is in Washington with more.
The Russians employed thousands of paid internet trolls and botnets to push out disinformation and fake news.
Republicans and Democrats on the Senate Intelligence Committee agreed that Russia did try to interfere in the election by planting fake news stories that hurt Hillary Clinton. But the Russian president is denying any involvement, paraphrasing a former American president, saying, "Read my lips."
No.
A claim disputed by Senator Marco Rubio, who says it's not true that Russian hackers have targeted former members of his campaign staff just in the last 24 hours. Meanwhile, the White House won't say how House Intelligence Committee Chair Devin Nunes received secret information or if it was at the direction of President Trump.
Did the president direct anyone in this White House or in his national security team to try to find information or intelligence to back up his assertion about wiretapping?
I'm not aware of anything directly. I'd have to look into that.
The New York Times is reporting that 2 White House officials gave Nunes information that President Trump later said somewhat vindicated his claims of illegal wiretapping, a claim that has been widely disputed by intelligence officials. The White House did promise to share information with Adam Schiff, the ranking Democrat on the Intelligence Committee, but
there is a cloud over the investigation as a result of the way the materials were provided.
2 things remain unclear. Are these documents that the White House is now providing the same documents that Chairman Nunes received? And who cleared him into the White House? Lana Zach, ABC News, Washington.
The manatee is now considered threatened and no longer endangered. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service announcing that change today, but adding that does not mean that the gentle giant won't be in danger of extinction in the future without continued protections. The new status won't diminish existing federal protections, and the manatee will continue to be protected under the Marine Mammal Protection Act. We do love them, and it's important to be careful while you're out boating. Sports is next, but first, here's Jimmy Kimmel.
Wait until you see this. We actually beat up Justin Trudeau. You beat him up? Yeah. Why?
Yeah, I don't know.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
If you've ever had a bad night's sleep, call and price the new Craftmatic Legacy. It has so much more than other adjustables and still costs up to 50% less. Featuring a rising adjustable pillow rest to support your head, neck, and shoulders, bedside power plugs, under-bed night lights, and more. So call and price one today for less, up to 50% less than Tempur-Pedic, Sleep Number, and other adjustables.
You get so much more and it still costs less. You gotta see how little they cost.
Call 1-800-774-8103. That's 1-800-774-8103. Call now.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
I'm calling in regards about my mother, and I'm here, and I just want to thank you because it saved my mother's life yesterday. And I'd like to know the names of the people that came in and saved her. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you.
With Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-962-4112. That's 1-800-962-4112. Call now, 1-800-962-4112.
But is it? It's really just the beginning, right? Have you written a book and want it published but don't know where to start? You're not alone. Page Publishing cuts through the confusion that most new authors face, like copyright protection, barcodes, printing, and digital uploading. We will get your book into bookstores now. We guide you through the publishing maze and help you distribute and sell your work in hard copy and ebook formats. That's right, we will digitize and place your book for sale on Amazon, Apple iBooks, and Google, offering it to millions. Don't waste another minute. Most publishers won't even look at new author submissions, but we're different. We review your book and provide you feedback in about a week. If we decide to publish your book, your work ends and ours begins. From copy editing and proofing to typesetting and book cover art, our team gets you into bookstores fast.
Call for your free author submission kit at 800-425-5308.
A decade of war has taken an unprecedented toll on our men and women in uniform.
Hundreds of thousands of our veterans are suffering from the trauma of war.
At Justice for Vets, we believe that every veteran should have the opportunity for treatment and restoration.
Get involved and go to justiceforvets.org.
Help put treatment within reach of veterans in crisis.
Veterans fought for our freedom. Now it's our turn to fight for theirs.
Now, sports.
The injury-riddled Tampa Bay Lightning getting some encouraging news this week. Captain Steven Stamkos, who has missed the last 58 games after undergoing knee surgery, is now listed as day-to-day, meaning he could be back on the ice by this weekend. The Bolts will need him in these last 7 games of the regular season, hosting the Red Wings tonight in Tampa. Final score of that game, 3-5. The Lightning win. Victor Hedman setting a franchise single-season record for points by a defenseman with 66 tonight. Staff from the Tampa Bay Lightning on the Suncoast teaching hockey skills and more to some Sarasota County students. The staff, including a former player teaching middle school age kids at Oak Park School in Sarasota. Oak Park is for students with special needs from pre-K all the way up to age 22. Jason Cullimore played for the team for 7 years, including the year the Bolts won a Stanley Cup in 2004. This outreach program is called Build the Thunder with the Lightning. Cullimore says of all the 200 schools he's visited in the past year and a half, this was one of the best.
The reaction, like I said, when someone scored, it didn't matter which team, they were excited. Some of the celebrations that we saw there when they were scoring was the best we've seen. So it's the smiles on their face, and they really enjoy it, and just the energy level is very high.
One of the really great parts about this program, all of the kids get hockey sticks and pucks. The team taught 4 one-hour sessions, and we got to hear from some of the kids earlier as well, and they absolutely loved it. The Baltimore Orioles playing their last spring training home game of 2017. The O's hosting the Detroit Tigers and losing to the Tigers 7-3. Baseball fans, though, enjoying a warm, sunny day at the ballpark. They say they're sad to see the team head north for the season.
We definitely are sad. It does mark the beginning of the official baseball season, but it's just something special about being in spring training baseball throughout Florida.
This is our spring break, and we just thought it would be really fun to do. It looks really nice. The stadium is nice too.
It definitely is, with a crowd of 6,900 people for today's game. The Orioles have drawn a total of more than 119,000 fans for the 17 home games in Sarasota. That's the second highest spring attendance in club history. The Orioles will play their first regular season home game in Baltimore on Monday against the Toronto Blue Jays. The Pittsburgh Pirates played their final spring training game in Bradenton yesterday, and the Rays finished up in Port Charlotte today as well. Today's fan or fans of the day sent in by Lynn Billy with this group. She calls them the First Base Fan Club. What a great spring to wrap up. The Florida House of Representatives have passed a bill that would prohibit sports teams from constructing or renovating a facility on publicly owned land. The bill passed today requires that any sale of public land for a stadium or arena must be at fair market value. Only one of the 10 professional sports franchises in Florida has their facility on private land. Orlando City's soccer stadium, which that opened last month. If passed, it would not affect current leases. However, it would hamper efforts by Major League Baseball and Tampa Bay Rays in their search for a new stadium. We know that has been very contentious, so we'll see if this were to go through, how it would work. That's a look at sports. We'll have our lotto numbers right after this.
The human spirit's capacity to defy the odds, to push the envelope, is boundless.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beauty Rest, Eye Comfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Fun for the whole family. The 25th Annual Venice Shark's Tooth Festival, benefiting special athletes of Sarasota County. Fossil vendors, arts and crafts, food, children's games, and live entertainment. With headliners, the Gator Creek Band on Friday night, Rockin' Rogues, Kim Betts, Glass Onion, Kettle of Fish, Paisley Craze, and the Boogeymen. Admission $4. Children 12 and under free. Parking is free. The annual Venice Shark's Tooth Festival, April 7th, 8th, and 9th at the Venice Airport Festival grounds.
The Sarasota Film Festival is March 31st through April 9th, featuring independent films from around the world, panels, parties, and conversations with stars, all happening in downtown Sarasota.
You don't want to miss it, so get your festival guide and choose the films and events you want to attend.
Buy your tickets online, by phone, or at the Hollywood 20 box office. They go fast, so get them now.
So join us to see and be seen. Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. You're gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Go, okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. We're getting so wet.
Man, he used to hang out with us.
Yeah, and then he just stopped.
I hope he's gonna be okay.
1 in 5 of us has a mental health condition, but emotional pain can be hard to spot and harder to talk about. Learn the 5 signs of emotional suffering. If you see 1 or more signs in someone you care about, reach out, connect, and offer to help.
Megan, come sit with us. Talking about the literature exam. And our answers for questions.
Visit changedirection.org.
The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC7. We're here for you.
The human spirit's capacity to defy the odds, to push the envelope, is boundless.
Workers in St. Louis, Missouri had quite the search today after 6 cows escaped from a slaughterhouse. I don't blame them, really, right? The cows having quite the adventure as police had to block off several streets for workers as they attempted to wrangle them onto a trailer. I think they did get them all. Had to go back. I think they should get like a reprieve.
Yeah, if they make it out, you let
make
them
it out,
go.
you make
Yeah,
it out.
That's right. Put it in a pasture.
You know?
Let's
Right.
relax.
Let them live out their lives.
All right.
Have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow.